Hey guys, Paul Phillips here. Welcome to the channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about gimbals with your action camera, and specifically this is the Aochuan Smart G1 gimbal, and I'm using it with my A5 Pro. Now about 2 years ago I think I bought the Inkee Falcon Plus and never really did anything with it. I don't know if I was just too lazy to learn how to use the gimbal or what, but since then I've acquired this one. I've got the iSteady Pro 4, and so I'm going to do a little bit of a comparison in this video between the Inkee Falcon Plus, the Aochuan Smart G1, and the Hohem iSteady Pro 4. So that should help you, make a decision as to which one of these is the best one for you. Right now I'm leaning towards this one, and in this video I'm going to show you why. There's just a few things that this gimbal does. If you look at the three gimbals I just mentioned, they all perform fairly well. But this one has some features, especially in the app on the phone that you can download to it, that makes it a cut above. It just makes your job as a content creator a little bit easier. Like, getting into inception mode and doing a pan from point A to point B, things like that just make this, I think, worth taking a serious look at. So let's jump into it. Okay guys, so regardless of the fact this is going to be part of my action camera gimbal shootout, I thought I'd do a quick unboxing here for you. So let me get the specs on here. We'll flip this thing over and just open the box. There is a Smart G1 user manual, which is pretty standard, nice little case, and it looks like we have some kind of a quick start guide. So mounting and leveling the action camera, connecting the GoPro, recharging the device, how to use the AB button for point A to point B, pan shots or whatever you're doing. So yeah, we'll take a look at that. Nice little case. Oh, weatherproof zippers on the case. Yeah, not bad. It's got a nice little handle on it, so far so good. Nice little accessory pocket here, so that's nice. And then just come around like so. We'll open this up, and there's our gimbal. Okay, so we've got a very small little tripod here, but it's probably all you need for a gimbal this size. And then and we got the gimbal out of the box, and this got a little bit of weight to it compared to the Hohem iSteady Pro 4. I'll have to weigh the two and see what the difference is in the shootout, but there's the gimbal. And the only other thing in the bag is, let's see here, we've got a couple of cables. So this is USB-C to USB-C, so this will be gimbal to camera for charging your camera. And this is your proper charge cable, so this is USB-A to USB-C. So if I just pop this out of the way, so it looks like, with the exception of the case, this is everything that comes in the kit with the for the Aochuan Smart G1 action camera gimbal. Okay, so let's just start out with a bit of an overview on this gimbal. So it comes with a little tripod, so you can stand it on a table if you want. It has a cold shoe on the one hand side. It's got a USB charging point on the other. It's got a button here for your AB modes. And just remember that. So you can do a pan from point A to point B, or vice versa, whatever you want to do, from down low to up high, whatever you need to do. If you want to move the gimbal, you just hit the joystick and it moves. Now, as far as its rotation, it's limited. It doesn't go 360, but I don't need that functionality anyways. So if I bring it back around, and if you want to put it into inception mode, do the kind of fancy stuff that some people like to do, and you hit the trigger twice. Do you see this? it's automatically doing your inception mode for you. And the other two gimbals don't do that. So one of the things I like about this gimbal is that it does a few things for you that just make your life easier and make it easier for you to focus on your content creation. And it automatically resets itself. So how sweet is that? I mean, that's super clutch to me. The next thing I want to show you is that there is an app for this. I tried. Now, if we're talking about the Inkee Falcon Plus, it is no more. If you go to the Inkee website, they sell video lights or something like that. I tried downloading the app. I couldn't get a hold of it. The Inkee Falcon Plus, the one that I have, it still works pretty good. I mean, if you can get a hold of one for under $100, I would say buy it. But if not, you know, don't worry about it because there's no support for it. So this guy has some limitations. As you saw, it doesn't rotate 360, but it does extend. And so if you want to get down low and do that low slung walking mode, you want to have the camera right close to the ground, you can do that with this gimbal, and then you can bring it back down. And to me, that's the difference between the other two. So, you know, you look at the Inkee Falcon, it doesn't extend. The iSteady Pro 4 doesn't extend. You know, do you want to hold your arm out like this, or would it make more sense to have it out like this, and you're going to get a more realistic, you know, video experience for sure. So in a nutshell, I mean, those are the main features I think that make this thing worth taking a serious look at. Okay, so the next thing I want to cover with you guys that I think makes this gimbal super clutch is that the app does a few things automatically for you. So when you go into the app, it says G1, it says gimbal control and parameter settings. And I'll cover this in the studio so you can actually see the screen. So if I click on gimbal control, and let's say I want to do a pan from left to right. Do you see this? It's doing it automatically. I can stop it at any point between A and B. Now I'm going the other direction. I don't want to bore you, I'm just going to stop it here. One-click vertical rotation. It's doing it automatically. So I don't know about you, but as a content creator, you know, you're doing close-up shots and you want to do, I don't care how steady your hand is with the gimbal, you're not going to get it smoother than what this is going to do automatically for you. So this, to me, makes this gimbal worth all the tea in China because it's doing it for you, it's automatic, and that's what you're paying the money for when you're buying a gimbal. You want to get something that, you know, is going to help you do what you need to do. I can go the other way. So now it's going from down up. You can also control the gimbal. You can have a return to center, and then you've got some time lapse that you can do with it as well. But when you look at the Inkee Falcon Plus, the Hohem iSteady Pro 4, and the Smart G1, and I really wanted to like the Hohem. I actually bought it, but I think at the end of the day, that one's probably going to be going back, and I'm going to keep this one and use this one. And another perspective for you is that the whole reason I got serious about gimbals is my hotel review situation, because I retired in August of 2024 last year. I've been traveling more than I ever have, and usually when I go south in the wintertime, you know, I went to Jamaica in March, I was down in Cuba in November 2024, so I always do hotel reviews, right? I banged out 3 reviews in Cuba back in November, and so I hate it when you watch people doing video reviews and, you know, the video's bouncing all over the place. This is going to help you tremendously, and you'll be able to see that in the footage. So I've got a section in this video for you where I've recorded just using the DJI selfie stick. I recorded with Rocksteady on, Rocksteady off, and then on the gimbal. And you'll see a dramatic difference when you use the A5 Pro on this gimbal and just leave Rocksteady on, because the difference between the two, on or off, is quite dramatic, I noticed. Yes, you get a little bit wider field of view because when Rocksteady is on, it crops the image in a little bit. But for my money, it's negligible. Nobody's going to comment on your video and say, oh, that's a 2.7K instead of 4K. Trust me, no one will ever notice it. Okay guys, so I got the A5 Pro on the end of my DJI selfie stick. In a second, I'm just going to flip this around, going to walk towards the bridge and give you a sense of, this is wide mode on the A5 Pro with Rocksteady on, and you'll get a sense of the stabilization in this mode. So I haven't compressed the selfie stick. It's still about 2 feet extended, and I'm just walking towards the bridge. But in this setting here, you'll get a good sense of, you know, what you're going to get as far as stabilization goes. Okay, now let's try it with gimbal. Okay, so same drill, only this time I've got the Aochuan stabilizer hooked up with the A5 Pro. And I'm still at 4K 30, Rocksteady's on, and I'm still in wide mode. So let's turn it around and we'll walk towards the bridge and we'll see how we get on here. And so this gimbal, it extends about the same distance as the DJI selfie stick. So it's a pretty non-scientific experiment, if you will. Okay, now the last test we're going to do will be without stabilization. Okay guys, so now we're still on the Aochuan gimbal, but we've got Rocksteady turned off. Everything else is the same. And let's just see how we get on here. I'm just holding this with one hand. It's pretty easy to use. I've got it fully extended, which is about, I don't know, 20 inches. And what you see is what you get. So I mentioned earlier in the video, you know, I had 3 options for action camera gimbals: the Inkee Falcon Plus, the Pro 4 from Hohem, and then the Aochuan gimbal. And so this guy here is 358 grams, this one's 404, and this guy's up around 600 grams. So this is definitely the heaviest of the bunch, but in my humble opinion, feels the best. Now, the Inkee Falcon Plus, the elephant in the room with this one is that it's no longer supported. You can't buy it on Amazon, and if you go to the Inkee website, they're making video lights or something like that. So, I mean, if you could find one of these for 50 or 60 bucks, you know, it might be worth picking it up. They're all... These two are $100 US roughly. I think this one's 110, 100, and this one's 129 US. But you get a little bit more from this one, so that justifies the extra $20 or $30. Now, the Inkee Falcon Plus, I've had this since 2023. It's the lightest of the bunch, and what I liked about it is that the back of your action camera is completely open. Now, I can hear the motors vibrating here, so you know, this was designed for the GoPros, but it works with this here. Like, I like, you know, having the back of the camera open. It's intuitive. This one has the different modes. You can just hit the mode button and switch back and forth. It has the inception mode, which works fairly well, but it's not automated the way that it is on the Aochuan. So on this one here, you'd hit the mode button a couple of times and then you hold your finger on the joystick and it does the 360 rotation. So, you know, all in all, this is not a bad gimbal, but it's just not supported anymore. So, you know, to my way of thinking, I wouldn't recommend it to you, but you find a cheap one, go for it. iSteady Pro 4. Now, no case came with this one. This one here, the Hohem iSteady Pro 4, has a decent little hard shell case, which, you know, that's kind of a plus in my mind for packing and traveling with it. I really wanted to like this gimbal, but I just didn't find it intuitive to use, and I had a problem with this mounting mechanism. It's easy enough, to put your action camera in here, bring the clip over and lock it in place. But the problem with it is that, you know, once your action camera is in this mount, this whole connection pad here blocks your view of the screen on the camera. And for me, I don't know, it just really bugged me. And then the other thing I found is using this one, it just didn't seem to, you know, to work as intuitively as I would like. And there's no extension on it. There's no extension on the Inkee Falcon Plus. So that brings us to option number 3 here, the most expensive of the 3. Now, as you can see, I've got my A5 Pro mount here, and I can just take the camera and pop it on here. But the Aochuan, it has the extender, and that's huge for giving you, you know, more desirable video footage for sure. So this, in addition to all of the functionality that's built into this, the ease of use, the way you can just push a button and have it pan left to right, back and forth, up and down, what have you, and I can have full view of my camera the same way I could on the Inkee Falcon Plus. I've got a cold shoe. Even though it's 200 grams heavier than the heaviest, which is the Hohem here, I think this is by far the way to go. Now, it comes with a case as well, a very usable case actually. It looked kind of, I don't know, when I first looked at it, it doesn't look too good. I really like the Hohem case, this hard shell idea, but this case here allows you to put the gimbal in it and put a, you know, I can get a selfie stick and a few other items in here. Plus it's got a little pocket, you know, on the front of the bag. So a little handle here, so I can just pick this up and go, which is really handy. The Aochuan also comes with one of these brackets, which you can use to mount your action camera. But fortunately, the second that I saw I could mount my camera the same way I could on Inkee Falcon Plus, you know, that was it for me. This was the one to go with. So all in all, I have to say the Aochuan is the one I'm going to keep, and the iSteady Pro 4 is going to go back, and this guy here, I'll just use it from time to time as needed. So let's take a look at the app and how it works with the G1 in better lighting conditions. And it's pretty straightforward. I mean, you get 2 options when you first go into the app. And so if we look at parameters here, I'm not going to waste your time going through all these, but you can adjust the tilt axis, the pan axis, the joystick speed, joystick reverse, vertical, horizontal. You've got roll adjustment here, fine-tuning the angles of different settings. So the key thing I want to show you is the other option is gimbal control. And this is where the magic is, in my humble opinion. I mean, being able to just click a button like this and have the gimbal roll through an automatic pan for you is phenomenal. And you can stop it halfway through. You can change the direction. And of course, you can also set this to do a custom pan from left to right using the A and B button on the side of the gimbal. But the automatic function, I think, is, you know, that's the key thing you need to be aware of with this gimbal. And again, like I showed you outdoors there, you can do vertical, up to down, down to up. So it really, I don't think it gets any better than this. And I think this is, it really adds a lot of value to this product. So just quickly before I do my wrap up here, I thought I would show you one other option for shooting video with an action cam, and that is the Hohem M7 here. And this is basically a smartphone gimbal. I don't shoot video with my smartphone, but I was interested in this. Hohem sent me this gimbal. It's considerably more money than these 3. So, you know, you're looking at $130 for the Aochuan. This one's up around $270, and all US dollars I'm talking about here. But you get a ton of functionality with the M7. Like, I was blown away by this gimbal. And I'll put a link to my video that I did on it here, and there's tons of videos on the M7 now. This is a phenomenal piece of kit. And I found a way to mount my A5 Pro in it. And the trick is simply, all you got to do is just make sure that your A5 Pro is in the plastic case, and then it gives it a little bit more height, and it'll fit into the phone bracket here. And additionally, I use one of these little gizmos here, and I'll just put it around it. If I'm out on a bridge near water and I don't want to lose my expensive camera, I'll wrap one of these around it. But it actually holds the camera just fine, and then you've got all the functionality of the M7, including this, you know, very innovative removable LCD screen. I mean, you know, but like I say, you're going to pay a premium price for it, but you get what you pay for. So this might be another option for you. So let's wrap up this little soiree into action camera gimbals. Whether you go with the Inkee Falcon Plus, the iSteady Pro 4, the Aochuan, or the M7, or even the RS4 Mini is another gimbal. You can shoot video with your action camera. The bottom line here is you're going to get smoother footage, and I demonstrated that very clearly at the boat launch. So for my money, you know, I'm going to be using the Aochuan with Rocksteady on, and you know, and you're going to get the best result with that, and that's what this is all about. So really, I'll leave it up to you which one of these you think is, you know, the best buy. But for my money, the Aochuan is really great. It's a little bit heavier than these two, but you know, with the automated panning feature, I mean, and the extendable arm, so you can get a better field of view here for your videos. This is pretty hard to beat, in my humble opinion, but that's just me. So if you found some value in this video, hit the subscribe, like, and notification bell for me. I really appreciate it. And like I said, I'll put links in the description for all this stuff, and I'll put a link to the M7 video that I did over here. There's tons of info on the M7, and I'll have more gimbal content coming your way in the not too distant future in the form of a video on the RS4 Mini. That's it for me. Take care now.